let us start with that question. So, did everyone solve this problem? Okay, thank you, Adit. Thank you, Bull. Yeah. And I hope it's independent of year as well. Yeah, thank you. Okay, Satyam says yes. Nitin says yes. Okay, so that's good. That's very nice to see that it's independent of year. Okay, and let us do here as well. Okay, let's try to solve this problem. Uh, Let me show you the question again. The question says that you need to write a program that asks user to enter their name and their age, and you have to print out a message addressed to them that tells the year that they will turn 100 years old. So you need to ask their name and age from the user, and you need to print it how many years he will become 100 years old. Okay, that's what you have to print it. So 3 to 4 lines of code. Let's start writing it here now. So I'll start with my script here. So I'll say open the script, which is my demo. Okay, now I'll start writing my program. Okay, the program says you need to accept the name. So I'll take a variable called name here. I'll take a variable called name. Now, can you tell me, like, in which data type I have to convert that this name? Okay, but the things we have to convert into string. Okay, Satyam says we have to convert into string. Okay, okay. So we do have a function called str, right? The way we have int function to convert into integer, the way we have a float function to convert into float. Similar way, we have a function called str to convert into string. Okay, so do as everybody say, yeah, very good, Daljit, very good. Okay, that's what I'm expecting. Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. It's already in string, so we don't need to convert. Okay, very good, Snehal, and very good SK. That it's already in string, guys, so we don't have to convert. Okay, so that's we learned that input always converts into string. Yeah, okay, we don't need to convert. Perfect. We do have a string function, but still we don't have to convert it because the input function will always take it as a string. So while as Ubul was asking, like we don't need to convert it, and obviously SK was questioning us like why you want to convert, because already it will be a string. So remember always, so whenever we are accepting a string from user, we don't have to convert into any type now. So enter your name. I'll say enter your name. Okay, then give a space, and then no need for another closing bracket because there is no function enclosed in it. So that's why we don't have to convert into any type, because input function will always convert into string type only. So we don't need to convert. Now I'll take a variable called age, but this time I will convert into integer type because you'll be asking age, and age will be of integer type. Okay, so I will say enter your age. Enter your age. So I'll have asked enter your name and enter your age. So while asking name, I did not converted any type, and while I asking age, I have converted into integer type. Perfectly fine. So I hope everyone here are very good with input now. Okay, so that proves. So now let's go and write a formula for calculating the year in which you becomes 100-year old. Okay, now I'll take a variable called year and I'll write the formula. It's very simple. It's very simple, right? The current year, which is 2020, minus I will subtract the age. You may write in a different way. Okay, I'll subtract the age. So I'll get the number. Okay, so what I will do is I will add 100 to it so that I can see that in which year I will become 100. So if I take the current year and subtract the age, I'll get some value, and if I add 100 to that, so I will get a year in which you becomes 100-year old. That's all. I just need to write the formula now. Sorry, I need to print it out, and in print statement I need to print the name of the person will become 100-year old in so and so. So I can make use of this last one, which is the format function. I can print the name here and I can say will be 100-year old, okay, in the year. Then I can print the year here. That's all. This is my format function, and I can write my format function. And first I want to print the name, then I want to print the age here now. So close the bracket, close the bracket. So that's all. So you can see here, let me explain this program. In the first line, I'm taking input. I'm asking user to enter his name. So user will enter his name. Second line, I'm asking user to enter the age. So user will enter the age, and I will converting into integer type and storing in age. And then I'm calculating the year, which is the current year minus age plus 100 will give you the year you becomes 100-year old. Then I'm using a placeholder to print the name, and I'm printing the sentence as it is, and I'm again using the placeholder. So no need to print age or year. I'm not printing age, I'm simply printing year. It's up to us, Vamshi, what you want to print. According to this one, I need to print the name will be 100-year old in the year 2030. So I'm not printing the age here as you notice. I'm printing the year name and the year he becomes the uh, sorry, sorry. Thank you. That's what, Vamshi. We need to print here. Okay. So I was not able to see that because of chat. Thank you for that. Yeah. So now I'll run this code now. Okay. It asked me to save. Now I can enter the name as I shown you in my output. I can enter the name as John. Okay. Okay. I'll enter the name as John. Sorry. Okay, and then I will enter some year like 99, and I can see that he becomes in 2021. Okay, so John will be 100-year old in the year 2021 because he's 99 year now. So next year he will become that. Okay, so you can enter your age and you can check that in which year. Like for example, if you're something like XYZ and you're 23 years old, and then you can see here you will become in 2097 you becomes 100-year old. So question is, can we have multiple input in one line? Of course, yes, SK. You can have multiple inputs in one line. The next question is, because how parenthesis comes first? Which parenthesis you're talking about? Because this one, yeah, in print statement. So here this is called placeholder because, and here I wanted to print the name. As you see in output, the name is coming first. The name I'm printing first. XYZ will be 100-year old in the year 2021. So I'm printing name here and I'm printing here year here. So that's why there is a open and close bracket at the beginning, because I want to print name in the place of this. So you will write the placeholder where you want to print the value of the variable. So the first variable value I wanted to print at the beginning. So that's why it's at the beginning. Okay, if I add some sentence here like Mr. or whatever, okay, so then it will look like this now. Mr. John will be 100-year old in the year so and so. So it's your call, like where you want to use this. Wherever you want to print the value of the variable, you will use this placeholder. If you want at the beginning, you will use at the beginning. You want at the middle, you will use at the middle, and you will want at the end, you will use at the end. So this will be decided by you, that where you want to print the value of the variables. Okay, that's what. Another question is, can we have any function in which we get the current year from Python? Yes, Daljit, that's what my question. That's what actually my question. So how to make your program free of year 2020? Means, is there any function which can pick current year? That's what I asked, and I think that's what our criteria. That because if I run this program in next year, then it will not work. It will give me wrong answer, because it will always take the year as 2020. So that's what we need to understand, that how to pick up the current year now. Yes, both of your question is correct. We do have a function to I can request to my operating system to get me the current date, and from that date I can pick the year directly. Okay, that's what I'm going to show you. Is that okay? Daljit SK, because, and that's what our criteria, right? This program is not satisfying our criteria because I ask you that age should not be given by user. Age should not be given here now. Age should be picked directly from an operating system, and it is possible. Okay, so what you need to do is, in this case, okay, in this case, you have to use an import function. Okay, you have to use import. Very good with it. So here we need to use one of the module called date time module. Here you have to use one of the module called date time module, like the way we have explored math function last time. Sorry, math module, right? We have explored math module last time, and we have seen that inside that math module you have many functions, like you have sqrt function, you have power function, you have ceil function, you have floor function. Many functions are available in the math module. Similarly, you have a date time module. Similarly, anyhow, we will explore this. I'm not exploring all of this, but still you can start learning about them. It's easy. They are easy modules actually, and one of the primary modules to be used in any application. So that's why it's good to know how to import the module, but in detail we will talk about the module. In detail means we will try to talk about all the functions available in this each module in our topic called modules. We will be talking about how to make user defined modules and how to use predefined modules. Okay, we're going to talk about it. So in that time I will discuss about all these modules one by one. Okay, because Python is rich in module. So date and time also has many functions. Date and time also have many functions. So it actually has something like now function, which will return you the current time, which will return you the current time here. Let me just show you that what is date and time is all about. Okay, let me show you here now. So what I will do is I will import this date time module. Okay, date time module. As Udit says, we can make use of this date time module. I'm importing this date time module. Then I can print the current date. If I want to print the current date, I can say date time dot date time, okay, dot now. So when I say date time dot now, so date time here is a module name. I have to always use math module, as you have seen last time that when we use math, I have used math.sqrt, math.sqrt. So you have to use the module name and call the function. But in this case, datetime, you have a sub module again, because in datetime you have many things like calendar, lot of things. So I need to use datetime sub module again. Inside that there is a function called now, which will return me the current date. You can see here it's printing me datetime dot date 2026, okay, which is the month, 10 which is the day, and then time which is 7, 22 and 48. Now you can print it out. You can print it out. I'm writing this way, right? If you write it inside my print statement, it's try to print me the correct format. The print function will try to print in the correct format. Now you see the print function is printing you that year first, the dash 6, which is the month, and the date, and it's right now time is 7, okay, 23 and 13 seconds, and these are the milliseconds. So that is how it gets printed now. But we don't want the whole date now, we want only year. So you can pick up the year by using an attribute called year. I can pick up the year using an attribute called year. So you can write my print statement, and you can write the same sentence now, date time dot now dot year will get you the year out of it. Dot year will get you the year out of it now. So I have written the module, now will get me the date, and from that date as a string, I can use this attribute called year to get the year out of it. Now when I press enter, syntactical mistake, because I think unnecessary, I have closed the bracket, not needed. So I will copy this, I will put here now, I'll run the code, and I'm getting the current year. So it's picking the year from the computer system. So this program will be independent of the current year. So what I will do is I'll take a variable called cy for the current year, and I'll write this program. I'll write this one where I'm saying date dot year and I'll convert into integer as well, because it may return string. I will convert into integer. Okay, so safe side, always convert into integer. Now instead of this 2020, you can use this CY now, which is current year minus age plus 100 now. So this way I can make my program independent of the year now. This way I can make my program independent of year. Now I'll run the program. This time, as you see, I did not mention the 2020 there. I will enter the name as XYZ and enter as 98, and it will say you that, oh, date time has not been imported, sorry. Okay, we imported in the shell but not in my script, so I have to import this date time. I have to import this data time now. So let me save this code, close the screen because it's already ran. So let's run the module now. And I can see here that I enter the name as XYZ, and I will enter the age as 23. And I can see here will be 100-year-old in 2097. Yeah, because date time will be of string type, Santosh. If you can check here, what is the type of current year, you can get that information. Okay, let me just check the type, what it's returning. If it's already returning an integer, no problem. But what happens sometimes some of your functions will return a string. So let us check the type of this. So when I say check me the type, it actually returning an integer, fine. So then it's okay. Okay, you need to check it out what it's returning. So if it's returning an integer, it's okay, no need to convert. Okay, safe side I have converted because sometimes it will return floating point value as well. Okay, so now it's perfectly working. So let's run this code. No problem at all. So I will enter xyz 99. It's perfectly working. Okay, Santosh, safe side I have converted, but I have checked the type of that, it's returning an integer only, so no problem now. So why do we use double quotes in import? Where we use double quotes here? Udit, where did we use double quotes? I'm waiting for Udit's question. Okay, he'll be like questioning. And Udit, if you still want us to make it explain. No, I mean sometimes we also do from module import module. Okay. Anyhow, there are different ways you can import a module. Like what you're talking about is not exactly true, but there are different ways for import. Okay, you want me to talk about? I'll talk about little bit for 5 minutes so that you can understand how to import the module as well. Okay, let us solve a couple of more problems. Then we'll go for our next topic actually. Okay, let us solve a couple of more problems now. So basically, like for example, that's what the question from Udit. So I would like to clear a little bit more about importing the things. Okay, let me talk more about importing the things. So importing module. So you can write a subheading as importing module. This knowledge is okay if you don't have right now, but as Udit has asked, so I would like to tell you like how to import modules actually. The first way you import a module is you will say import the module name, something like import math. Okay, can anybody explain me what happens at this line exactly? What happens when this line get executed in Python? Import math. Come on, guys. What do you think it happens? Okay, Santosh thinks all the function we can use. Okay, Aditi thinks it takes in the function of that module. Okay, all the functions variables in math module activated. Okay, math function will replace our program. Ubul says, sorry, I lost your chat. We can use all functions in that math module. It gives all related functions in that module. Very perfect, very perfect. But what interpreter will do is, it will import actually, means it will include all the functions and variables available in this math module to your program. Okay, it makes it available. It runs the math module. Actually, it executes this module, and all the functions will be available to your program. Now importing means it will import. It seems like your program has all the functions of math module. Okay, it means it has all the functions available to you now. Very good, that's what it ready to use. Now you can use all the functions available in the math module because you have imported all of them. Not all mathematical functions, you can say, Nagaraj, all functions present in the math module. Okay, all functions present in the math module will be available to you now. Then how to use them? You can use them using this approach. You can use them math.sqrt. Okay, you can use them math.sqrt. You can use them math.pow. So you can use any of the functions, something similar. Even in our case, we have imported date time. We have imported date time, and we said that input, enter your name, you enter the name, enter your age, you enter the age, and next we said date time dot date time dot now dot year. So you can see here I'm using date time module, and I'm using a attribute called date time, which will get you if you just print the date time. If you just print the date time here, now you see what gets printed. Now you see, just print date time, it actually prints you it belongs to the class called datetime dot datetime. There's a class called datetime dot datetime. So there's a top class, and in this module there is a class called datetime. Okay, so every module, actually, remember, we'll talk about what is mean by classes. We'll talk about what is mean by classes. Generally, a module will contain three things. Any module will contain functions. Okay, will contain functions. Okay, will contain the variables, or also called as sometimes attributes, also called as attributes, and also contain classes. Okay, classes, as it is an object oriented concept, because Python supports functional programming as well as object oriented programming. So every module will contain functions, variables, and attribute classes. So what just you have used is a class. Okay, because everything in Python is a class, right? We'll talk about in detail as well what is mean by class. And you can see here this date time is a module. Inside that we have a class called date time, and this class contain all the function methods. So now is a method, and in that method we also have an attribute called year. So this class has an attribute like year, method like now, and other methods as well. Okay, so that is what actually the full form. Now, but sometimes, like as we were discussing, that when I say import math, everything will get imported now. The functions available in that, yeah, it's something like header files in C language. Very good. It will something like header files in C language. So import maths means math functions will replace link in our program. Not exactly it will replace Kudal. It will executed all of them, and that module is available to you. It will not replace, actually. It means that that module is available to you, and you can use that module, and that module is already interpreted now, and you can use all the functions available in that module now. But my question is, that's what the Udit question as well, that if I only wanted to use square root, if I only wanted to use square root, do I need to import all of them? Because unnecessary, or don't you think that you are wasting your RAM to import all the functions actually? Yeah, very good. You don't require it, because math function may have hundreds of functions. It may have many classes. No, Ubul, they are not same. We will talk about in detail. I hope I have answered you this before, that packages, libraries, and modules are not same in function. Okay, modules are different, packages are different, and libraries are also different. Okay, they are totally different to each other. We'll talk about in detail. As Udit question, I think it's good to discuss. That's why I thought, okay, let's discuss and solve one problem on module as well, so that from now we will not have any confusion what module contains. So is that clear for everyone now? If I ask you, because it's a later concept, I agree that we will talk about modules in detail in our next coming sessions. We will talk about modules in detail. I'm just trying to answer, and because we may use some other modules now, so nobody should have any confusion regarding module. That's what I wanted to clear it. Okay, so is that clear now? If anybody asks you like what module contains, is that clear for everyone? So we can specify import that particular function if we had written like, yeah, very good. Okay, that's what. So the way what we want is, we don't want all the functions and variables and classes to be imported. So there is a second approach. You can import only that particular function. So how you can use that? You can use from keyword and give the module name, and say import that function only. So it will import only that function. Understood everyone? So this way you're saving your RAM space now, and also time. You're saving your RAM space and saving time. So that's what UBUL question is actually. So there is a format like this, but remember, this is not a module, this is a function. So here let me tell you, the from is a keyword now. From is a keyword. Okay, math is a module. Import is again a keyword in Python. Keyword means reserve words, and sqrt is a function. So you should know each and every term as well. So from is a keyword. I'm saying that from math module, import only square root. So don't you think that it saves memory? It saves execution, and speed also the execution time will also get reduced, because importing math may take some time because it has to execute all the functions. So you're saving time, you're saving memory. So if you are sure that you're only using couple of functions from that, always import this particular way. So another advantage, this is first advantage. Udit, can you tell me what is another advantage of using this? That's what, Nitesh. We are using from keyword because I wanted to import only that particular function. Yes. So if you wanted to import pi, you can say from math import pi. So that's perfect. Okay. So Nitesh confirms that this is an advantage of using this from keyword. Now. So using from keyword, we are saying that from math module, import only square root. Now. So that way I can import only one function. So this saves your space, RAM space, and this saves your execution time. Any other advantage, Udit and others? Any other advantage using this way? I told you first one is this way. I hope you can understand the difference between the first way and the second way. Here it's importing all the functions, variables, and classes available in this module. But in this way, it will only import this particular module. So we don't need to write again in our code what we declare or call the variable. Okay, no, almost close with it. But another advantage of using this one is I don't have to call module.function. I can call the function directly, because we can call the function directly now. I don't have to use the module name. Understood everyone? Yeah, if you wanted to import two or more, then you can put comma and you can import two or more things from that. Understood, Srinivas? Okay, that way you can do it. Let us solve one simple exercise. To understand this import things now. Okay, let us solve this simple exercise to understand that. Last time we found the square root. This time let us find the power of a number. Now. Okay, to find the power of a number, first thing I will import math. Let's import the normal way. Now. So we'll say import math now. So when I say import math, so all the functions, variables, and the modules available in the math module got imported. Now. Now I will ask, as I am calculating the power of a number, I will ask user to enter the base value and exponent value. So for that, I'll take a variable called b for base. I will convert into integer, and I will say input function, and I'll say enter base value. Okay, that's what my statement. Then I'll take another variable called e to accept the exponent. I'll say int again, and I will say input. I will say input, and I'll say enter exponent value. Enter exponent value. So user will enter the base value and user will enter the exponent value. Now I will find the power of a number. So I'll take a variable called p, and if you wanted to find the power of a number, we already have a module called math module. Inside that we have a function called POW, which takes two arguments. The first one is the base, the second one is the exponent. The first one is the base and the second one is the exponent. So now I can use that. How can I use that? I can say math.pow, and I can say base comma exponent, base comma exponent. Now you can see here it returns you the float value. It returns you the float value. You can say import math, and you can check that type of math.pow of some 2, 3. I just write it. Now you see that it returns you floating point value. It returns you floating point value because all math module generally returns you floating point value. If you don't want that floating point value, you can convert them integer now. Now you can convert them into integer so that it prints you pure integer way, not floating point value, not floating point value. Now I want the result something like this. I want the result something like this. Okay, 2 so and so power, okay, so and so is equal to so and so. I just want something like this. Now I will use format function now, and I can say the first one I wanted to print the base value, second I want to print the exponent value, third I want to print the power value. As you can see here, there are 3 placeholders, so I have written 3 arguments now. Here I wanted to print the base value, here I wanted to print the exponent value, here I want to print the power value. Now let us run this code now and see that what will be the output of this program. The output of this program is enter the value. I will enter 2, I will enter 3. It tells you 2 power 3 is 8. 2 power 3 is 8 now. Understood this program? I'm importing math. So all the functionality from that math module got imported, and we say enter base value. So user will enter the base value. I will convert into integer. Then I will enter exponent value from the user and convert into integer again. And then math.power of base comma e will return float. So unnecessary, I don't want to print 0.0. Otherwise the output will be 8.0. So I don't want to print it. So I have converted into integer. So always you check that what it returns. Yeah, most all the functions returns float value, Aditi. Safe side, it will return always the floating point value. That's true. So this time, as it's returning floating point value, I have converted to integer because I want an integer value. Then I hope the print function is understandable now. I hope there's no doubt in the print function, because here I want to print the base value, here I want to print the exponent value, and here I wanted to print the power value. So I want to print 2 power 8, 2 power 3 is equal to 8. 2 power 3 is equal to 8. So that's what my output I wanted to print it. So that way I wrote it here now. Okay. But here one problem is this will take some more space and execution time, and also I have to every time I have to use this particular module. What if the module name is very big, guys? What if the module name is very big? What if the module name is very big? Okay, we'll talk about it. What if the module name is very big is another question actually. Is another question, but let us talk about what is this particular thing. Now I can see that you are using only power function in my program now. You are using only power function in my program. So if you are using only power function in my program, then why to import all the functions and all the variables and all the classes available in this? So this way I can change this particular statement. So you can see that in some program they will be importing something like this: from math import sqrt, from math import power. Sorry, in this case I'm importing only power now. Now in this case, if I run this program, do you think it will work now? Do you think it will work now if I run this program? I say from math import POW. Okay, you think it will work? Naren think it will not work. Will you give me the reason, guy, like why it will not work? So first line is very clear, right? From math, I'm saying please only import power. Please import only power. Okay, Vamshi says we need to change it to POW. We don't need to use math. Okay, very good. That's perfect, Vamshi. In place of P, we should apply this. Okay, which is not required. Very good. Let's see whether it will work or not. First of all, let's enter the value again and again enter the value like 8 this time, 2 power 8, and let's see what is the value. So it says that math name is not defined. So I'm getting an error because whenever you use this particular import statement, you should not use the math module because it will not import the math module completely. Very good. So it's not required. You should remove them and should use only POW now. You should use POW properly. And you've seen that it changed in purple color in my script because it recognized that it's a predefined function. Now perfectly fine. So I can run this module now. So this is second advantage that you can use the module directly instead of using, you can use the function name directly instead of using module. Now it says 2 power 8 is 256. 2 power 8 is 256. So that way I can print the value of anything using this particular power module, power function. Understood the difference, everyone? Any question regarding this program? I would like to answer. Then I'll show you some more ways. So Ubul says understood. Thank you. Udit, especially you, as you have asked question, and I wanted to talk about it because it's a topic we'll discuss later. But I got a doubt that if other people also come across with this statement, they will get confused. So that's why I thought let's talk about import statement. Okay, it's good as well as not a good time to discuss, but I think most of you got clear now that how to import. Now what if I wanted to use sqrt now? What if I wanted to print square root now? Can I use sqrt here? Can I use sqrt of 2 and print that? No, we cannot use them. So from math import, power brackets are not required. No, you don't say that while import because he understands it's a function, right? So it will import. So do we have to define it at the top? Can we use it at the place of P directly? No, no, no. You have to define it at the top only. In Python, you have to define that in the top, then only you can use them. There's no way that you can use directly there. Very good with it. So how we know whether the power function belongs to math? One way is the documentation provided by the Python people. One way, the documentation provided by the Python people. Other way is you need to do dir, not help with it. You need to do dir on math. Okay, dir on math module. You want to check what the module contains, you always have to do dir. I have already shown you this. As I have not imported, it's giving me an error. Okay, but let me show you now. Let me show you. This program will give an error, guys. This program will give an error now that 2 comma 3, it says that sqrt is not defined. Sqrt is not defined. Why we are getting error? Because we have only imported power. So sqrt we cannot use them. Sqrt we cannot use them. Then I can also use sqrt here now. I can say import both of them. Now you can see here, I can run this program now. I can run this program and I will say 2 comma 3. It's printing me square root as well. It's printing me square root as well. Got my point? Guys, how to import multiple functions? That was a question. So this is how you import multiple functions. This is how you import multiple functions. And the second question was like how to check. Okay, how to check. I'll just run another script now. So how to check that particular function is available. So I have to import math first of all, and I can say dir of math. It will show you all the attributes and functions available in this math. So you know that power is available here now. Okay, radians are available, remainder you can find it, you can find the factorial, you can truncate the value. So a lot of functions are available. That's why I told you in our future session, I'm going to discuss all these functions in the later session. It's not the correct time to discuss about the module. We will discuss about this math module in detail later on. Okay, yeah, thank you, Vamshi. Yeah, from this list, how classify? Like what? What do you want to classify? We got the list of all the attributes and functions are available. If you want to classify, like you want to know what is it, then you can use help function. Then you can use help function. You can say math.pow. It will tell you what is this pow. So it says pow built on function called power in the module math. So it tells you there is a function called pow in the module called math, and it takes two parameter x comma y, and it returns the power of x to the power of y. It returns x to the power of y. So if by this you will come to know what is the name of the function, what parameters it takes, and what it will return. And if you wanted to check the type of the return, you can check the type of the return as well. I already showed you. So basically, before using any module, you will do this particular things, guys. Okay, you will check the function is available in that module or not. First of all, you have to learn. For new modules I am talking, this is how you explore the modules, because I told you Python is like hundreds of modules in Python. We have hundreds of modules in Python. This is generally you will check the module, and this is how you check the functions now. Is that clear, Venkat? Like I hope this was your question, what I understood, and this is how you can classify. Classify, I hope you mean to say that how do you know whether it is a function or a class or an attribute, right? So this is how you will come to know doing help on that. So only these many functions of math in Python? Yes, Naren. Only these many functions are available in math. Help is only shows the usage of function. Very good. Help is only shows the usage of function. You cannot do help on math. Let's try help on math. Say what happens now. So I say help on math. It prints me the whole class. I don't want actually. It prints me the whole class actually. Okay, which I don't want in detail. It got printed. So it printed me the detail of that particular module. It says that name is math module. So this module is always available. It provides access to the mathematical function defined by the C standards. Okay, and it talks about all the function and their return value. So this is another way you can also do that for the module. But if you wanted to check, this is the best way. Okay, then you can know about the function, and whichever the function you wanted to check, you can do that help on that individual function. Okay, you can do help on that individual function. Now, as you check that, these are the two ways we can import now. But what if I wanted to import 10 functions, or I don't know which function I'm using from this math module? What if I don't know which function I'm importing from this math module? Then what you should do now? I hope my question is clear. I hope my question. What are the different modules are available in Python? There are many modules are available, Rajshekhar. Till now you have explored two modules. One is math module, the other one is datetime module. We have regular expression module, we have CSV module, we have JSON module, we have XML module. Okay, we have NumPy, we have pandas, we have many based on the things we can use. Okay, why SQRT is not purple color? Okay, very good question. At that we use import math, import entire math module. Okay, so Ubul thinks that will in that case we will only import math. Okay, and we will not use it. Okay, and first let me answer Satyam question. Satyam, power become purple color because power is not only function available in, see there are two categories I told you. Okay, one is we talk about math module and datetime module. Did you do you also remember that we talked about built-in module? Did we talk about this built-in module? Very good. So built-in module is a defaultly imported module. The difference between all of them is defaultly imported, meaning that you don't have to import this default module. And what is available in this default module, built-in module? It print function, your input function, okay, your int function, your float function, your power function, there is also a function called power which is available in built-in module. So power is also available in built-in module to find the power. So sometimes you'll find the same function from different modules, Satyam. So that's why it got changed in purple color, telling that like in int function, input function and print function, telling there they are present in the built-in module and you can use them directly. Understood, Satyam? Okay, so that's why it did not got SQRT was not in purple color because it's not available in built-in. It is available in math. No doubt we are importing this from math, but my IDLE shell or the script recognized as a function name which is already available in built-in module. That's why I change it to purple color. So it's only because of IDLE we are using. Otherwise, we are using from math only. We are using from math. Perfect. So that was a question. So another question I ask you, like if I wanted to import all of them, you don't go other way, because again, simple way is what you can do is similar to that. You can simply put, instead of telling the name, you can also put star here now. You can also put star. So what is an advantage of using this approach or this approach? In this case, both are same now. But what is an advantage of using the first approach rather than the second approach now? What is an advantage of using the first approach rather than second approach? Both are same. Both are same, but there is a little difference them. So I wanted to know what is the difference between first import and second import. So I told you that if you don't know which function you're using, or you are using many functions from that particular module, you can always use star in that case. So only mention functions will call. We can directly call the function. Very good, Venkat. Very good. So that's advantage is we can directly call the function in this case. We can directly call the function in this case. But in the second case, I have to use the math module every time. I have to math module every time. So that's the only advantage. Otherwise, it will also import all the functions available. Now you see, I'll run the code. I can use any function now. I can use any function. So understood everyone that what is an advantage of using this particular keyword now? From math import star. This is true with every function, whether it is user defined or predefined, whatever the things you are learning about modules now, it will be true. I hope many questions got clear. So any question you have regarding module, please ask me today, so that we will conclude module concept today. And from now we will not having any confusion regarding importing the module. So if I tell you any module, you can explore, you can find out what function you want to use. You should make use of the function. So that is one thing you should always talk about. Okay, I will tell the star thing again, guys. So basically, if you wanted to import many functions, like you wanted to use many functions now, then the one way is you can import math. That will import all the functions, variable and classes. Because I don't know which function I'm using, or I may be using many functions from that math module. And giving comma that time will not be preferable, because giving comma and writing some 20 functions does not look good, right? So giving sqrt, comma power, comma factorial, comma radian, comma so and so, it's not good to write the function separated by comma. So as everybody said, that in that case you import math. But if I import math, I have to use this module name every time. Do you agree? I have to import module name every time. Okay. Okay. So you have to use math module name every time. But instead of this, if you put star here now, I can use the function directly and all the functions are available. So that's why I say both are same, and the advantage is here you have to use math module every time. Here you don't have to use the module name, because we know that when we use from keyword, then you don't have to use the module name. That you have to learn by documentation, and that's why we all are here, Aditi. There is no shortcut for that. Okay, you should learn about it. Like that's what we are here. We will talk about all the modules. So that's why we have included many modules in our course, so that we'll try to make you understand how to explore modules. Okay, then definitely you need to know about the module name if you wanted to use it. If you don't know the module name, obviously you cannot use them. So that is our responsibility to explore what are the modules available in Python for particular use. So that what SK says, if we use import math and if we use from using star, both are same. I think memory consumption will also be same. Yes, yes, everything is same. The memory consumption, time, and everything is same. The only advantage is you don't use the module name while calling the function. You can call the function directly. You can call the function directly now. Like in this case, if I replace this with import math now, import math, don't you think that will get error now? Don't you think that will get error? Import math, don't you think? That's what I'm asking, Lenovo. Uh, I have to call you Lenovo. Please name yourself. So I will get error, right? Which line? Which line we will get error now? Which line we will get error? Line number 3 or 4? Line number 4. Actually, you know, guys, line number 4 will not get error. Last line will get error. Yeah, Shikawat. Okay, okay. So that's what. Okay, so line number last line will get error because I told you POW is already built-in function. Yeah, no problem, no problem. Okay, so thank you. Okay, correct. Yeah, power is also a built-in function. Perfect. So that's what we talk about. That's why this knowledge will help you. That's why your questions will help others to understand. So it's running now, but it got stuck somehow. Meantime, what I will do is, did I saved or not? I don't know. Anyhow, okay, I'll close this one. Okay, now I will run this. It's still running now. Okay, I need to use task manager to close that. Okay, it has been closed, no problem. Now I will open this file now. Okay, I'll run this code again. Sorry, I will close this one. Okay, and I will change it to import math. Okay, now I will run now. So import math, save it and run the module. It runs the module. I enter 2 and 3. It found power. You see, 2 power 3 is equal to 8. Power has been found because it's also available in built-in module. So power function is available in built-in module as well as in math module. So I didn't got any error at line number 4. I got the error SQRT. It says SQRT is not defined. It's working for power, not for SQRT. Why? Because SQRT is available in math. You have to compulsory use math.sqrt. I hope this makes sense now. Understood the difference, everyone? The difference between using from keyword and star and importing math. So when you are importing math, it will be this way. This will be this way. So if math is a small name for the module, it's okay for that. What if the module name is very big? Like there is a module called Beautiful Soap. It is a very big module and you will use very frequently in your program. You call many function, then it is not appropriate. So that's why the second approach is always better. The second approach is always better. Understood, everyone? So in datetime program, why we are writing datetime.date for current year? Why not datetime not now? Okay. So in datetime, actually Snehal, additional knowledge is required for that. In datetime, the now is not directly available. In datetime, there is a class called datetime. There's a class called datetime. So datetime is a class. And inside that class actually contains functions and attributes. It has attribute like year, month, day, and it has attribute like now, functions like now and other functions. So that's why in datetime there is a class called datetime. Okay, that's why we are saying datetime.now.year. That's why the syntax is little changed, Snehal, because I'm not using function, I'm using class actually. So we anyhow talk about class later. Again, it will create confusion. But remember, I already told you every module will contain function, variables, and classes. So what is classes? Is an object-oriented concept. So we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it, Snehal. Okay? Can we mention import math? Of course. That's what the third approach, guys. That's what I wanted to tell you about importing the third way. That sometimes you might see this statement as well. Sometimes this statement as well. You can say import math as m, math as m. Okay, it means what is this m here? What is this m? Anyone? Import is a keyword, we know. Math is a module. As is again a keyword. Very good, Udit. This is called alias name. This is called alias name. Alias name means it's another name for math module you have given temporary in your program. So basically, if your module names are very big, we will use this alias name. This is another approach. We can use alias name also. But always remember, this is good approach. From keyword is always a good approach. From keyword is always a good approach. But still, you can give an alias name. You can say as m. Okay. Will my program run now? You see the code completely and answer me. Will my program works? Will my program works? No. Okay. Why Santosh, you think it will not work? Okay, very good. So remember, when you use this alias name, you cannot use module name again now. Okay, so you should replace this math with m now. You should replace math with m and you have to say m.sqrt. Now again, I will run my module. Okay, it will run here. I will give 2,3 and it will work perfectly. It will work perfectly. So this are the things you need to know while importing any module from now. Okay, so you will come across with different syntax. Please don't get confused. Don't get confused when you see import math or when you see from keyword and saying import only that particular one, or you find star there and import math as m, where m is an alias name, where you are saying that please use this alias name for using the function, because every time using the module name is not good. So that's why you can give a short name for that. So that's why you see most of the time big modules will be using import something like this. They'll use import something like this. Import NumPy is a very famous module for data science as NP. Import pandas as PD, right? So there are a lot of time you will see such kind of statement. So you just need to know what does it mean, how this import difference from each other. Okay, so thank you Udit for asking. Actually our topic was memory management. Our topic, today's topic was memory management. So anyhow, we started with our program and then we spent little time on that. Okay, so we have learned something new. I hope it will be useful for everyone here. So that is our conclusion now. Okay, any questions I would like to answer. So tomorrow's topic is important, guys. So please don't miss. Anyhow, I can see the full attendance all the days. So it's very good to see. But tomorrow topic will be very interesting, and it will be for 2-3 sessions. We will talk about that topic, and it will clear a lot of your doubts actually. It gives you the very good fundamental of Python, and you will start understanding of Python in a better way. And that will be a small paradigm shift. Like you will start seeing Python in a different way, and it gives you very good fundamental about Python. Okay. Okay, so let me just check what are the questions we have. So from date time import star, it will import everything. So alias name are predefined or can we define? Yeah, any name. It's not predefined. You can give any name here now. M or A, B, C, X, Y, Z. Good question again, Shikawat. So you can give alias name anything. So two arguments in print is left, flush and file. Yeah, Aditi, we'll talk about it. Okay, we'll talk about it. So better we shall put star so that we need to use alias also. No need to use alias also. Very good, Naren. That's why I told you. So you don't have to use alias also. So better you can use this way if you are using many functions. Okay, we missed to discuss print function rest 2 parameter. Yes, Santosh. We will do that in files concept. Okay, thank you for reminding. We will do in file concept. Otherwise, we'll do sometime. Okay, when we have some time, we will do definitely that. If the time was there, I might have did today, but again, it will take some time, so we'll do that. Yeah, Satyam was talking about this version problem. Let me put it in desktop and see as he sent me one image. So what about roadmap going forward? Like, are we specially going to learn like data science, AI, etc.? Yeah, Udit, actually, we will not exactly learn data science and AI, but I can make you sure that we will solve some applications here of data science and AI here, but doesn't mean that we will completely learn data science and AI. This course is all about prerequisite for data science, AI and ML, and many other things like web development, GUI programming, gaming development and all. But we will solve some applications here, some mini projects here of data science and AI. Okay, that's what I wanted to talk about. Okay, so Srinivas wanted to talk about Elias name. I'll tell you. Yeah, yesterday you forgot to say. You might have said, we might have discussed. Sir, homework problem. Okay, Nitesh, I will give you. Okay, that's true. That's about Odin. So this is all about it. So I'll talk about the syllabus. I think in our first session we talked about the syllabus as well. If you want me to talk about someday, at the end of the session, we'll talk about again what we are going to talk. But I can tell you, you'll get more than what you're expecting. That's my word. And we will also have some extra sessions. We will start on Sundays. If you wish, we can take some extra sessions on Sundays as well. Not the same time. We'll try to change because Sunday is the time you all want to sleep at morning. Okay, because all the day you're working up and you also work somewhere. So Sunday we'll discuss and we'll start. If not now, sometime later, some extra classes we'll take and we will talk about some extra topics other than the syllabus as well. Okay, not only we will cover syllabus, we'll see that some extra topics as well possibly. No, yeah, thank you Aditi for that. But we need to have more knowledge about it to discuss that extra topic. Okay, let's have a good fundamental first of all. Be relaxed and then we will start discussing about it. Okay, thank you all. So Elias name, as Srinivas were asking, Srinivas, as actually you see that there is a module called Beautiful Soap. Okay, there is a module called Beautiful Soap for visualization. Import Beautiful Soap. So I'm using many functions from Beautiful Soap, imagine. So is it a good way that you will use beautiful soap dot so and so, beautiful soap dot so and so? If the module name is very big, don't you think that is a tedious to write to use this module name every time before the function? Yeah, Nagaraj, no problem. We'll try to give a backup session for you or anybody else who join. We'll give you backup session so that you can follow us. Okay, no problem. I hope at least you got some idea today. We haven't discussed anything great, but what I wish that this week you will not fail any problem, Nagaraja, because we are talking about some theoretical concept. It will be new for everyone, so it will be interesting. Don't worry. So for this week, don't worry. You can be relaxed. If anybody joining for first time or second class or third class, no worry. Backup class we'll plan it so that we'll give you separate backup class so that you can understand whatever we learned till now. Okay, so that way we will do it. So this way, don't you think that every time we have to use the name? So that's why I can give the name as PLT for plotting. Then I can use this name as PLT dot pie chart to draw a pie chart, PLT dot histogram to draw the histogram. Otherwise, you can imagine that I have to use this big name here now. So that's why we give Elias name. In short, I will tell you, Srinivas, I hope you also have an Elias name at home. Like if you have a big name, then obviously they will not call you with the big name, right? So they will give you a nickname and they'll call you a nickname at your home. So that's called Elias name actually, a temporary name given for that particular place so that you can use that name instead of your original name. Okay, so that's way. So please create WhatsApp group and refer some books or notes. Definitely I will tell because I will not have your information, right? So like email addresses and all. So what I will request is, as still people are joining, that's why we haven't created, I will request sir, he will create it, our mentor, and he'll create it, and we'll send you the link to your email, and please join using that link. Check your email in, I will inform you after sending, so that you can join our group using that link. Okay, and this is all for today. I hope everybody clear with import. Expecting no more questions on import now. Yeah, I'll try to open that file as you have sent me. Okay, Satyam, okay. Uh, what exactly you're talking about here? Okay, okay. So anybody having question, please stay back. Others, we're done for today. Okay, we can leave because for like if you don't have doubt, it's good if you stay back because your things also gets clear. But if you have some time, like you have to go somewhere, you can always leave at 8 o'clock, guys. Okay, no problem. Anyhow, I will revise something in the next session, but still, if you have any work, you can sharp leave at 8 o'clock. Okay. And I think in a couple of weeks, I'll also get started with my job. So we also have to wind up at 8. So we'll try to start little earlier so that I can give you some doubts clarification session at the end. Actually, for today, no homework. Be relaxed, okay? Because tomorrow is very interesting session. So just wait for that. So we'll have an interesting session tomorrow. So at least for 2 3 days, we'll not have any homework because we're going to deal with some theoretical topic. But it is very important. It is very important and very interesting. Okay. So thank you, Shikawa. Thank you, Snehal. Yeah, thank you, Nitesh. Can you tell me like what is this picture? This is about? Yeah, thank you, Udit. Thank you, Anjali. Yeah, thank you, Saif. Yeah, thank you, Nagaraj. Thank you, Venkat. So please tell me like what you want me to explain from this. Sir, 3.5 release before 3.4. Okay, it's not like that. It's not like that. Okay, the order is not a thing here now. They don't see that 3.4, acha, December 21 and December 7. Okay, they may got updated new things in that, guys. Yeah, that's what, Satyam. They may have updated, but that's not true. Okay, 3.5.7, they got in 7, but 3.4 point something might release. See, 3.4 and 3.5 is different. And this version may go parallelly as well, Satyam. Got my point? Got my point? They may have 3.4.5 again. Got my point in some year now. So that's true. But doesn't mean that 3.4 got released before 3.5. 3.4 got into that. And you see 3.5.1 and 3.4.4. So this additional point makes sense here now. So that 3.4.1 might got released before that, but they keep adding the new things into that, like 3.4.2, 3.4.3, 3.4.4, 3.4.5. Understood, Satyam? Okay, so that way the year got changed, but doesn't mean that 3.4 got released before 3.5. Okay, yeah, thank you for that, and thank you for sending this. Okay, and I hope it helped other as well. A present version, you use 3.7 or 3.8, either of this. Anyhow, I will also get updated to new version. I will tell you the difference between 3.7 and 3.8. So that's what in additional things we will talk about 3.8. What new things added in every time. And after learning also you need to keep touch and you have to see what things added in every version. That you can check the documentation provided by Python people. Every version they will release the documentation, what's new into that. Okay, so if you perfectly run 3.7, then additional features will be easy to learn in that case. Okay, that's what every programming language we should update ourselves. Like if you are from Java background, you should know what new things added in Java 8, what new things added in Java 9, Java 10, Java 11. So we should keep updating. That's one of the I can say the bad side of programming that we have to keep updating. But that's interesting, right? So updating ourselves will always give more confidence on that language. Okay, so thank you for your question, Satyam. Thank you, Ubul. Thank you, everyone. So we'll leave now. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you all.